Hello everyone! Welcome back to Anime Maker! Today we are going to be doing some sprite modification for the slime puzzle that I was creating at the end of the last stream. And I say at the end of the last stream because I had to end the stream early because of my illness. I just sort of got worn out. So it was in my best interest to end the stream before I made things worse. And now, it is a brand new day. I am theoretically fully rejuvenated. So, let's go ahead and do some sprite modification. I believe this is the sprite I want? Yes, it is. We're going to be modding this slime sprite for a specific purpose. So let me just go ahead and take care of that real quick. I already have instructions on what I need to do for myself. I'm going to snip off the right edges like so, and let's see here, from here 2 pixels tall on the what's remaining there, so like so, and do it from the other side as well. Gonna be doing something kind of nifty with this sprite. Alright, next I need to kind of move it. I need to take it and move it starting here, and how far down do I go? 5 below top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there. Alright, and just in case, I'm going to copy this. No, wait. I wasn't at the top. Let's try it again. So let's see here. Starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just go ahead and get rid of all this. Alright. Now, as I was saying, just to be safe, I'm going to copy this sprite on all 3 directions. And there we go. Now I'm running out of space on the on the first memory card, so what I'll probably do is save this sprite on the second memory card. Might as well, since we're using 2 memory cards. So I'll just save it there. And back to the editor we go. So I will go ahead and remove this from my notes. After the last stream, I have made sure to make extra care of my notes, get them organized so that I can streamline this as well as possible. Especially because I had to cut the last stream short. In fact, there was something I took care of off camera in between streams, just to save a little bit of time. I figured out what I wanted to do in regards to how much money the monsters in the Inferno gave out. I basically decided to give them 10 times the amount of money. That way, instead of being 200 something money after the dungeon, I'd be at 2,000 something. That would be enough money to replenish items and buy some more fire rods. As far as actual weaponry goes, the fire rods aren't that useful, but they are kind of handy in regards to having some sort of attack that hits all enemies. By the way, it's worth pointing out that Magma Opus is now using 2 blocks for the system data. Kind of interesting, that. Alright. And there are a couple of things I want to do back in Burned Buttertown real quick. This won't take more than a minute. So I'm just going to head on down here. And let's see here. Where's that one line of dialogue? Yeah, this one. Having this here is kind of redundant because it's on the next page as well. Also, I think I'm going to throw in a snapshot for the ending of the game here. There we go. Simple. Alright, what else? Oh yeah, I wanted to do something about that flame from before. So we're going back into Jenny's house. And I started to create a big old fire table before, but decided not to because it was doing some weird things with... the phone. I think though that maybe I actually do want to have it like that. Having the big old fire here and having the phone on top. And what I'll do so that you can't walk under the fire while talking to the phone on top of the fire, I'll use this custom graphic that I created before, right here, where it's invisible, aside from the left and right directions. That way the player will not be able to move here because an invisible character will be standing in the way. So that allows this to actually be like the table's on fire and the telephone is sitting unharmed on top of it. Now having two big fires will be kind of redundant, so I think here... we'll just create a couple of small fires, which we're not too far in. Right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put back part of the bookshelf. Hypothetically speaking, this is going to work properly, and I won't wind up with, like, the fires I just made being behind the bookshelf. So where was that bookshelf again? That's a good question. There it is. But I'll also keep the window kind of torn up there. And where was the window as a reminder? It was over here. There. That'll do. You know, just in case the fire does wind up being behind the bookshelf, I'll put a flame pillar there. Might as well check out how it looks though. So let's go ahead and load up our current test play. And yeah, I know this is actually taking more than a minute to do these other changes to Buttertown, but it still took less than a minute to take care of the situation with the blue dragon, and that was kind of the goal. Yeah, I kind of figure it would wind up being behind the bookshelf, so having the flame pillar there, that definitely kind of sort of fixes the situation. And as expected, now we cannot step on the table fire or go under it. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is create another world map, because Wario Land Gold Pyramid has suggested making an alternate version of Steve, where instead of going to the castle intro, we go to the outside of the castle. That way we can have that intro little situation only play once. And let me double check that's the location that I want to put it. Castle intro... 26. It probably doesn't matter whether I'm having that set at 27 or 26, but I probably want it to be consistent. Also, while I'm thinking about it, since we're going to have the intro of the castle only play once now, I'm going to have a snapshot for this for the ending. Also, we need to keep track of the fact that we have, in fact, triggered the intro of the castle. So I'm going to create a switch. This will be number 13. Castle intro. Switch on 13. And then when we're here, this will go to the alternate version of Steve Part 2. In fact, I should probably rename it just so it's not terribly confusing. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Part 2. And I think I also need to make sure that when we leave these other places, they go to the correct map. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So if 13 is on, oh, you know what? It's a good thing I came back here anyway, because this is still going to the first version of Steve. So in that case, copy page and go here. Now what is the switch that triggers the island again? Let's see here. Island unlocked. That would be switch number 2. So that goes to the version of the world map after the island has initially appeared. And then back in Buttertown, gotta make sure that this goes where it needs to. After 13 has been turned on, go to Steve Part 2, like so. And that should be it for that. Now let's see here. Okay. So it's time to get back into creating this dungeon here. Oh, but before I do, I should go ahead and import that sprite that I made. So it's going to be number 75. And it's on slot 2. Well, I suppose when you're loading the game, this would mean that you'd have to have both memory cards inserted at the same time, so that makes the prompt to insert card number 2 a little bit pointless, but who knows, maybe they unplugged it for whatever reason. Okay, let's go ahead and start making some stuff here. So head to the outside of the castle. There's a couple things I want to do here. First is change the rope color, because it kind of blends in with the castle, I think, whenever it's white, so probably better off being brown. Besides, that is the traditional color of a rope, I feel like. And also need to be able to go inside the building here. So first we need a sound effect for the door opening. For that I have chosen... Where's my sound effects? 52. It's a big door, gets a big sound. Now we can't have it animated opening because the door is unique to this map. So we'll just have to have the sound effect and then send the player inside. Actually, hold on a sec. If I could get this correct. Okay. So we're actually going to have two sides of the door take us to two different locations because, after all, you go in one side, you'd expect to still be on that one side by the time you get in. And that'll be that. Now let's go ahead and do a couple of things in the slime puzzle room, because I haven't quite finished this up yet. Let's go ahead and head to this. Turn off autofix. Put that there. Put that there. And we need the overhead for the castle. Here it is. And I think I'm going to do something a little bit differently here than I had planned. Instead of having it go all the way in that direction, I'll probably like put some stairs here. Probably. So, in that case, just have it like that. And into a slime puzzle room we go. Where we're going to create the exit to this. Take us back outside. Actually, first, before I do that, we're going to have the intro event to have the player move up one space so that they're moved out of the door while having the trailing party so it looks like they've been walking through the door, like I have been doing before. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and have a way to get sent outside. For this situation, I'm not going to do the fancy pants moving away from the door thing here. Although, I do need to make another switch now that I think about it for this. Yeah, because outside, the player is being sent to right here when they enter the map, and I don't want them to do that whenever they're walking out of the dungeon. So, let's go ahead and create another switch. We'll be creating switch number 14. Walking out of castle. No, wait, no, we don't need to use 14. We can use switch number 8, because switch number 8 basically has the same use. Where it's like, hey, don't move the player. And get this consistent with where we leave. Alright. Meanwhile, back on the outside of the castle. If 8 is on, turn it off. Simple as that. Now then, let's go ahead and get us to the point that we need to be. There was a snapshot for the ending. Let's make sure that that works whenever we come back in here. That we're on a different version of the map. Yep, that's correct. So, next thing we need to do, see how this looks. Should be correct, but you never know. It's worth making sure. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is actually start putting this room here together. So, our eventual goal is to get through the door that is back here. Which door do I want? Save that for the boss door. We'll use the wing door. Special color. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll go with pink. And then the slime is going to be right there. It'll be the metal slime. Now, something I want the slime to do is kind of watch the player. So I'm going to do something kind of special here. I'm going to set this to close up. This option here basically means that the slime is going to try to walk towards the player. But I don't want the slime to actually reach the player, so in order to make sure it doesn't actually wander out of its space, I'm going to create an invisible object like so. I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but having this right here, Object 39 Color 3, creates an invisible tile that events are unable to walk across on their own. And by on their own, I mean that if I were to go here and have the event move or whatever, then it could go across that, but on its own, no. So, just to demonstrate what this has done for us, hello, slime. You're kind of looking all over the place. If I come over here, you'll be looking up at me. And if I be over here, you're going to be looking up and to the left. If I stand here, you're going to be looking up and to the right. I have successfully created a metal slime that is keeping an eye on us. It has no intention of moving where it is. It's invulnerable. In fact, we need to create ourselves an invulnerable slime. So, let's see here. Slime, is there a silver color? Strangely, there is no silver color for the monster. I guess we'll have to go with that color. And we'll give it all of the stats. Make it immune to everything. And just so that it doesn't wreck us, the only thing it's going to do is nothing. And so, if we were to touch the slime, we would get into a battle with it. So something I need to bring up, and probably should have brought up whenever I was creating the, I lost track of what I was saying. The whale. The whale, I have that situation where it'll randomly appear whenever you're walking through the lava because of an event trigger. Here's the thing about whenever you trigger a battle using an event. As far as RPG Maker is concerned, this is a boss fight. You cannot run away from it. So, in this particular situation, since the slime is pretty much invulnerable, I'm going to have this battle last one turn, at which point it would automatically end. And we'll have like a message. Sure is strong. So let's see how this looks now. Bump into it. Try to attack it. And the battle ends. I put in the wrong message type. Easy fix. Message 2. By the way, in case anybody is curious, message 1 is scrolling text. Like if you wanted credits of your own, that would be how you do it. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I probably should actually call this a metal slime. And there we go. So, with that taken care of, we're gonna go into our first episode break. And when we come back, we need to create a way for the player to actually take advantage of this slime somehow. After all, it has a purpose.